Ron, did you end up sitting Kelvin on that last series, and what did you see out of him today?
No, we had him out because that wasn't his personnel groupings. Saw him make some plays and had some opportunities to make more plays, and that was it.
Pressure y'all seem to bring early to try to get Phillip off his mark.
Yeah, that was the attitude. That was the idea, was to have it happen early, and we were able to do that and have success and create some takeaways and some field positions. I think early on the field position was huge. You know, we loved it seeing us punch it in, score some touchdowns as opposed to kicking field goals. So.
You told us early in the week that for all of Phillip's gifts, it kind of does help your pass rush that he's pretty stationary. Did you feel like you got after him pretty good?
I thought our guys did a nice job. I really do. I thought Sean mixed up his calls early on. I think some of the games that Eric had in play, our defensive line used very effectively. And it was good to have Mario back out there with his speed. You know, a guy like that with that kind of explosiveness is important to what we're trying to do.
The play that Darryl Worley made against Antonio Gates in the end zone there, and then he also had an interception.
Yes. You know, I think those young corners are showing, you know, what they're capable of. They're developing. It's kind of nice, again, to have them out there. You know, the hard part, obviously, for both those guys at one point, you know, they missed a little bit of time. Now they're out there, and they're getting an opportunity to play full-time, and that's huge, and that's good to see.
You seem to have a lot of even distribution among the receivers in the first half. Do you think that was critical to the fact that you guys jumped out really early?
I think so. I think early on, if you can get everybody involved, it's a good thing. It kind of spreads the defense out a little bit. They've got to play certain ways, you know, certain calls. You know, we got a little stale there in the third quarter, but, you know, we came back and did some better things and some things that we needed to do in the fourth.
Could you speak to the performance of your offensive line today?
I thought they had their moments. Again, there were a couple of times when we really needed them to come through, and they did. You know, they protected the quarterback for the most part. At times we gave up a couple of plays, but I also thought they opened up some holes and gave Jonathan an opportunity to run the football. We got Fozzie on the edge a couple of times as well.
Devin really seemed to stand out, especially after it looked like he landed on his face, and then maybe there's a little blood coming out of the mouth, and then he comes back in and makes a couple huge plays for you guys.
Well, Devin is that kind of player, you know, and he's deserved the opportunities. He's working really hard. You know, I think Ricky's done a nice job with him, and you know, he's one of those young guys that, you know, that again, sometimes the opportunities get limited because of the players we have. I mean, we got a good group as far as the wide receivers are concerned, but again, you know, when the quarterback finds those guys and gets them the ball, gives them a chance that they can make plays for us.
You had KK play inside and out.
Yep.
What'd you think about what he did for your pass rush?
I thought he did a nice job. He gave us some really good push when we needed it for the most part. You know, we wanted to start out early. You know, we thought they were going to try and run the ball a bit with Melvin Gordon, and then he got hurt, unfortunately. I hope the young man's fine. But then we put him back inside, and he was really stout at the point for us, made some plays, and was explosive.
Because of the way you played in the fourth quarter this year, did you have any messages after the third and they'd cut it to within 10?
No, other than just keep pounding. Honestly, I mean, again, I really felt good about it. I thought Sean had a real good game plan, and he did a nice job. He really did. I liked the way he called the game. He brought some very timely pressures. He used everybody today too. He brought corners a couple times, brought the nickel, and used the safeties and linebackers. I thought early on in the game, the way he mixed it up really kind of got Phillip off balance a little bit, and I think that was very instrumental in us taking the lead the way we did.
How's Kurt Coleman developing, not only as a player and his level in this league?
Well, you know, it's been interesting because, you know, Kurt has moved from the free safety to the strong safety position for us. And that way it facilitates the, you know, Trey Boston's opportunity. Trey's done a nice job. He did miss time a jump early on and led to a play in the second quarter. But, again, I thought Trey did a nice job as well. I think those safeties are really kind of getting a good feel for one another now. And I think it's helped in terms of the way they communicate.
On the one play involving Benjamin, where it looked like it was going to be an interception, ended up getting overturned. Did you have any issue with his effort there? It kind of looked like he kind of turned to the ref instead of patting the guy down.
Well, you know, you asked him. He said he thought the guy was down to begin with, anyways. But you know, again, he wasn't happy with the lack of call there. So you know that you'll have to ask him. But you know, the issue I had was that the ball. You know, I saw the ball hit the ground, so I assumed it was down, and it kind of took a little bit for him to get started. And, you know, yeah, you do want to make sure everybody understands, get the guys down. But, you know, when you ask him, he's going to tell you he thought the ball was on the ground.
I guess kind of to follow up on that a little bit, your players all know you're a play to the very end, play to last whistle kind of guy. Do you feel like you did see that effort from Kelvin today?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, I am. I'm not quite sure where you guys are going with it. On both times, one he was down by contact, the other time the ball hit the ground. So I'm not sure what you're trying to create here.
Ron, you had the big interception from Shaq late in the game, and he seemed pretty involved kind of throughout the day. What do you think of his?
I thought Shaq has played very well. You know, and today again with AJ up and Luke, you know, down. We use Shaq in the nickel situations. I thought he came through. Shaq is a very exciting player. You know, we brought him a couple times on blitzes as well, and he was able to put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. He's really rounding into a very solid player.
I know things have been up and down this season a bit, but do you think the defensive line and the front seven has been consistently one of your better positional units?
Yeah, I think it has. I think the group has done a nice job, and again, today is a good reflection on what their abilities are and what they're capable of. Again, you know, we've had some opportunities to make plays, and I thought the guys did a nice job.
We've obviously talked about how this team's lost 5 games, about 3 or less this year. How would you characterize the fourth quarter today?
Better, but again, you know, we missed some opportunities, and early on. I mean, there are some things, again, that if we can put some points up on the board earlier, in other words, score touchdowns as opposed to kicking field goals, you know, it's a different type of fourth quarter. Probably a different type of third quarter as well, but, you know, that's the nature of the game. You got to give them credit, too. You know, they're professional athletes that come out and try to compete as well.
Ron, will you kind of scoreboard watch later in the day, or how do you kind of approach that with where you all are?
We'll see. We'll just listen to what's going on throughout the league. But at the end of the day, you know, our concern is our next game. We play the Redskins on Monday night, and I believe our guys are going to, you know, prep and get ready. And as I told them in the locker room, our intention is to win them all.
How much did you enjoy Jonathan Stewart's head roll to a 21-yard?
It was awesome. I saw it the whole way, and I was trying to get him to cheer him on, and it was. You know, it's kind of neat because Jonathan's a physical player. I mean, he really is, and he when he gets rolling, I think it really helps with our mentality.
Ron, we talked to you Friday about Luke. Of course, can we assume that it was that final stage?
Yes.
That got him?
Again, he's still in the protocol, and each time he's got to, you know, whoever he sees has to be comfortable enough to allow him to take the next step. That much I know. But what was said and what was decided, I couldn't tell you.
I guess you try again this coming week.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, he'll go through it. He's still in the protocol, and each time is another step.
But to be clear, no decision has been made to shut him down or anything like that.
Again, it's you know, I will go along with what the doctors tell me. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. Okay, thank you.